Okay, so this is me trying to fuck around in this program, and I've managed to get here. Now, unfortunately for me, I've went and done all this fucking coding and shit to get this animation to work right. So let me explain what's like going on here real quick. So we got a group endpoint. We've went and took a plane and we've turned it into particles by distributing points on the face of the plane, which just makes a bunch of fucking like points all over a blank sheet. And we take that random value to those points that we just turned a fucking plane into, and we randomize them by setting them up through a vector. And we only increase the z value so that it only makes like a brick upwards. Then we're using this random value, or excuse me, it goes through here and it does that, and it fucking randomly distributes them upwards on the z plane. And then a whole bunch of shit happens over here. So we have this value hooked up to our frames. So, like, this is on, these should be matching up. They're not, but they should be. Um, and it's working right, so you can tell it's doing it. My computer's just struggling because I'm running OBS and Blender at the same fucking time right now. So we'll see what we get here. I've done taken the random value and plugged that into a multiplier. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This value that represents the frame rate has been thrown into a divider as to make them fall, but make them fall slower in according with what frame the animation is on. So, this is making this fall based on on what frame it's on right now. But that's a little bit too fast, so you fucking throw it into a multiplier. Um, you know, um, so it randomizes their speed of the fall with this randomizer. It runs it through the multiply or the divide and then the multiply. And these math boxes are literally just to create a more random fall rate and spin. Like, this makes every particle like fall differently and at a different rate and at a different spin rate. As you can see, we used all these random values in order to plug in just to get these to spin right. You see this random value is plugged into this rotation here. But this also feeds off of the frame rate the spin does, because like the spin is hooked to the frame rate, which is divided then again and multiplied in random value. The same thing that's done over here. It's a divide, multiply, random value plug. And that just happens to help randomize whatever the fuck you're looking at. So I have the rotation randomized, and also the spin is based on well, the angle of the spin. This like tumbling action, this is handled by this value. And then yes, pardon me, it's by this value, but this feeds into this to semi-randomize this. Actually, it is fully randomized because of the random bot. And then this feeds back up into our instances on points. So we have so back here, this is where we decided, okay, we're going to have these points on this plane. We're going to have this plane turn into points, right? And then we follow it along because everything moves left to right in this form of coding. So here we have our plane. And then we distributed the points on the plane. We randomized those points. And then those get sent along. And this controls the movement of those points. Goes down. Well, I should say this actually like controls the movement in the long run. But we'll see this right here. Put this in a better position so you can see. So I've taken all of the sprinkles that I've made, which I made a group of sprinkles. There's actually only 4 sprinkles on this donut. There's actually only 4 fucking sprinkles on this donut. But we've managed to fucking go through and take those 4 sprinkles and use the fucking geometry that's in Blender in order to randomize the color of those sprinkles and also randomize their placement on the position on the donut, because I've went and created a heat map kind of on this fucking donut. Let's see if I can get there. Weight paint, I believe, is the thingy. It might not be able to be done there. Maybe it's in the shader. No, I can't get back to it. Maybe it's in layout, object mode, weight paint mode, edit mode. Yeah, there's not really a whole hell of a lot I can do here. I mean, like, it must already be in there. Like, it's everything in here is hard baked into this fucking donut now. Like, I'd even be fucking up moving this donut right now because, like, if you can see, this is where my camera angle is. So, yep. And this is basically what the animation's gonna look like. I still need to add a background and composure for lights and shit, but, like, it's kind of upsetting because I'm like, I'm going to finish this project, but I don't know if I'll ever get to rendering it because it's just so complex. I don't know if I can fucking like take the time to fucking render that. That's why I'm kind of making this OBS thing right now, because I feel like there's not really I'm stupid. There's not really a whole lot more I can do, I say, but I need to, like, set up, like, my lighting and shit for that. And set up how the actual end recording's gonna be and, like, change the background from a gross gray. But, just letting you guys know, like, fucking, if you want to, like, get into this, it's not too terribly fucking difficult, but it is, like, it's a thing. You know? Let's see here. Because, like, you see, like, this is, like I said, this is just the coding for this sprinkle effect. And I'm actually really proud of this sprinkle effect because, boy, this is a somewhat advanced technique, I guess, which is, makes sense having, like, raining sprinkles or anything. Like, the cool thing about this now is, like, I can change, like, I know how to set up this particle field now, so I can change this to literally anything that I want. Like, some of the stupid psychedelic shit that I've thought up is, like, fucking, like, have King of the Hill fucking, have raining propane tanks. That'd be hilarious. And propane tanks are totally a shape that you could make in Blender easily. It's just a cylinder with some, like, metal pieces on it and a fucking valve, you know? Like, it's a rounded cylinder with a valve on it. So, but this has been my fucking TED Talk. I'm kind of stuck because I don't have a CPU that's, like, powerful enough to do this in a, like, somewhat decent amount of time. So here I am, showing off on YouTube's.